Welcome back, everyone, to the coverage of the 275th YCS here live from Lille. And I'm joined by Ben Kreutzkamp to have a little bit of a combo tutorial here. And we are going to talk about a deck that's pretty much pretty discovered already, but we're going to go into a little bit of detail about something more special. Of course, Ben, no stranger here to the featured match area, has seen multiple Top Cut appearances and also has been to the World Championship this year for Master Duel. How are you feeling today?
I'm very excited for the new format. Looking forward to play this YCS.
Yeah.
Haven't had one in a bit. And yeah, I'm excited to see what people have come up with.
Sounds about right.
Very excited for tomorrow.
All right, so let's go into the top-down view and let's see what we have prepared here already. And as I was already mentioning, Tenpai it is usually a going second strategy, but as of course people start to pick up on that, you will have the situation where you have to go first a lot of the time when people are having the decision to send you first. So let's see what's possible with that deck, because so far, from what I know, Heretic Seal's Pass is usually the way to go, but there's way more possible, so I'm very excited for this.
Yeah. I think you can do a lot more with the cards because they're dragon monsters. They have tuner monsters, so there's a bit of potential even going first.
Yeah.
So for this combo, you would want to open Pydra and Chundra. There's a few cards in the deck that can get to either, so some combinations work. And you will need a discard card for the field spell Sang and Summoning later on.
All right.
So you would want to normal summon the Pydra and use the effect to search or set a Sangan spell and trap from your deck.
Absolutely. So far, so good.
You would set
There's a field spell.
Sang and Summoning.
Yeah, of course, important to always set the card because you don't want to get hit by that Droll and Lockbird there,
Yes.
so very smart.
At this point, you will use the effect of the Tenpai Dragon Chundra and special summon it from your hand because you control a fire dragon monster.
Cool, cool.
And then you will do something a little bit unusual. You will synchro these two.
All right.
For Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Okay, now we're talking. Yeah,
Very
that's
OG
interesting.
card.
Very OG card indeed.
Then you will use Sang and Summoning to search a Tenpai Dragon from your deck to your hand.
Absolutely.
Here you can choose between either Genroku or Fadra immediately.
Yeah.
Right here I will choose to go for Genroku because it's less vulnerable to interruption on the Ancient Fairy Dragon.
That's what I was about to ask, because this is not a fire dragon, therefore this would be target for impermanence or effect veiler and so on,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
All right. I see.
So you will add the Genroku to your hand and send the Pot of Prosperity from your hand to
One
the
random
graveyard.
card, sure.
And then you will use the trigger effect of Genroku because it was added to your hand to summon it from your hand.
Yes.
And at this point, you will be able to use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to destroy a field spell card in your spell and trap zone.
Just double checking. Are we going to summon any non-fire monsters for the rest of the turn? Because that might be a problem with Genroku then, right?
I think it only prevents you from summoning non-dragon monsters, if I recall correctly.
Let's double check. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is true, so that is not a problem at all. Okay, talking OG cards now?
Yes, you have a lot of different choices. For this combo, it will not actually be important which field spell you decide to play in your Tenpai deck, except for the Sang and Summoning.
Sure.
There's also a lot of people that experiment with the card set rotation, so having multiple field spells in your deck might be beneficial either way.
True, because you only have one Sang and Summoning, and therefore you need
Exactly.
to discover ways to get to it, and then set rotation is a pretty smart one, honestly.
Exactly. So you add the field spell to your hand, and then you will use the effect of the Genroku
Fair, okay.
to summon a Fadra from your deck. And on the summon of Fadra, you will use the effect to reborn a Tenpai Dragon from your graveyard. You will use the tuner monster, Chundra.
Yeah.
And then you will make another synchro summon to summon Biden Dragon.
All right.
On summon, it will revive a Tenpai from your graveyard.
Totally.
It does not actually matter which one you pick here.
Okay.
So for the combo's sake, let's just pick Chundra. And then you will do a bit of a special synchro summon.
Okay.
You will send the Ancient Fairy Dragon and the Biden Dragon, which are both level 7, and one is a tuner, one is a non-tuner. Synchro monster for a summon of Ultimaya Zolkin.
Tenpai is a combo deck, man.
Yes. And this is where the extra field spell is important.
You do need
because
it, yeah.
Gives us a free card to set to trigger the effect of Ultimaya Zolkin. And we will actually not summon Crystal Wing or anything like.
Okay.
We will summon Black Winged Dragon.
There we go.
A bit confusing at first glance, maybe, but we will immediately link the Black Winged Dragon off to summon Heretic Seals.
It's seals at the end of the day. But
at
I mean,
the end of the day, it's
plus
seals.
more, yeah.
But we can also do another special synchro summon. We can banish the Blackwing Dragon and a tuner synchro monster from our graveyard to special one of the newer Blackwing cards, which is Blackwing Assault Dragon. It can be summoned by banishing a tuner synchro monster and Blackwing Dragon from your graveyard.
Yeah.
And it will inflict, I believe it's 700 damage to your opponent whenever they resolve a monster effect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's another interruption. And then we can decide to play our field spell card if we want to do anything more. But
you probably want to flip it up, right? Because
sure, you want to flip it up just in case you want to bounce your own card with seal, and then you will pass the turn.
Okay, it's my turn. All right.
Your opponent would start playing, and at some point you will use Heretic Seal to either.
The combo is not done yet. We're also coming on our opponent's turn. Okay, go ahead.
You will use the Heretic Seal, tributing itself, to interrupt your opponent.
Sure.
Most likely, and then you will get to use the effect in the graveyard to summon one dragon monster from your deck. And that will be another Pydra.
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah.
And then you will use the effect of Pydra to once again set a Sangen Spelltrap from your deck. And you will set the Sangen Kaiman. And this will again trigger the Zolkin a second time.
Yo.
And you will get to special summon a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon for another interruption.
That is.
And that way you will get
cool.
not only the Heretic Seal, but also the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and the Blackwing Assault Dragon as extra interruptions without playing any special main deck cards.
Yeah, it's just more
basically
extra cards.
all just extra deck cards.
That's very, very, very cool. So breaking it down from a competitive side maybe, of course this has some downfalls because if you saw, I think for example, you summoned 5 monsters before you could interact with any of that, before you summoned out the seals.
Yep.
So if someone is aware of that combo, they could probably hit you with Nibiru and you couldn't really do anything about it. And usually Tenpai doesn't care about that card, but that would now be a problem.
Yes.
So that would be a bit of a downside. So if you have to weigh it up, do you think it's worth running this package, or is it just better to maybe be safe from those cards?
Well, the thing about cards like Nibiru that are usually not good against Tenpai is that in game 1 you would expect to go second anyways.
True.
So in game 1 you would probably not do this combo.
Yeah.
Because your opponent would, of course, like most people, elect to go first if they win the dice roll.
Absolutely.
And you would elect to go second if you win the dice roll. So that means they would never see this combo, that you're even playing it.
Fair.
And then in game 2, I would expect most opponents to not have Nibiru in their deck because they side it out or they do not even side it in in the first place.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect these cards, but yes, in case they do draw these cards, this combo is very vulnerable to that. And even interruptions like Effect Veil or Infinite Impermanence can be a little bit more effective against this than the usual Tenpai gameplay.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, a pretty cool showing of the Tenpai Dragon strategy, something unusual that maybe a lot of people aren't really that aware of, because I haven't seen this a whole lot on the top tables at all, to be fair. Thank you so much for joining me and showing the people what that is all about. Maybe everyone at home, try out that new take on the Tenpai Dragon strategy, and stay tuned because there's more coverage of YCS Lille coming your way now.